Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Rachel Klein, and I will be your presenter today. Today, we're going to be talking about the individual tabs in membership when we're looking at people. So these tabs are specific to just the one individual that you're looking at, and then the different options that you have to update their information or look at what information you have on that specific person in a pretty quick and easy way. So I already have membership open. What I want to point out is that there are other places in membership that you can make these changes to people's records, but the easiest way to do that is going to be on the individual themselves. So what I'm going to show you might be able to get to other places. Most of it you will be able to get to other places, but going into the individual itself is a really quick way to update someone's specific information. Okay. So in membership, we're going to click right here in the middle to get to people. You can also click here up to the top left under people, choose people. It's going to take you to the same place. When the people window first opens up, it's either going to open up to your first person in the alphabet, or it's going to open up to your first family number that's the lowest. So depending on what setting or what order you have your people listed in, you're always going to see that same record pop up here first. I am going to use my arrows and we're going to jump to the Bernard family. They tend to kind of be my go-to family. Oh, I think it jumped right over them. There it goes. They tend to be my go-to family for webinars just because it's a family of four, lots of good information here. Okay. So what we're going to be talking about specifically is over here on the right. These tabs right in here make up the individual tabs that we're going to be talking about today. Now, if the tab is bolded, for example, so if we look at groups and classes and we look at skills and interests, because it's bolded, that tells us that specific information has been inputted from just the default or the empty fields. Okay, so that's an easy way to see if you have information in these fields specifically. So looking at the first tab, so right now we have Evan Bernard selected. So we're seeing Evan's name off to the right, and then we're seeing all of Evan's specific information here as well. If we jump down here and choose Stuart on the left, Stuart's name then shows up to the right, and then all of Stuart's specific information. So as we click through each member in the family, the information on the right changes to reflect that of the person we have selected, okay? So the way I kind of think about the people screen is this is your house, or what we call the family record. And then within the family record, you have these individuals that then make up the individual records on the right. Okay, so you never want to have an empty house. So even if you just have a family of one, like Mrs. Andrea here, you can see she has her family record, but she's still an individual and she still has her individual record on the right. So no empty houses. You want to make sure you always have individuals in them. So over here on the right, the first tab you're going to see, like I said, is always going to have that person's first and last name displayed here. This is going to be probably the most used tab. This is the first tab that's always going to be displayed when you're working here in People. It's going to have all of their specific name information up here at the top. Nickname, you have a use nickname checkbox here, which will then always put the nickname on your reports instead of the first name. You can add a title or a suffix if you wish. Last name is going to automatically be pulled by the last word that's typed in the mailing label. It's going to set that up for default to save you some clicks when you're entering someone new, but you can definitely click in this box and change it if they do have a different last name than what the family name is listed on the left. Okay? Now, these fields down here, these are your individual fields. When you bought the program, whether it was years ago or just recently, it would have come with several preset fields in here. So some of them are going to be default fields, and some of them could have been added or customized over the years if you've been a customer for a while. So again, you're going to have the fields that come with the program, but if at any time you want to add new fields, customize fields, maybe change the order of the fields down here, you can always click this Customize Fields button, It's going to open up a new window for you, and it's going to allow you to change or customize what information you see about the individuals of your church. So if you want to hide a field, you can uncheck this invisible box. If you want to add a new field, you can simply hit the add button down here and it'll create you a new line. If you have fields you want to delete, if they are available to delete, you're going to have a little red minus sign here for you. Again, some of these fields are hard-coded, so you're not going to be able to get rid of them, but you can hide them by making them invisible by unchecking the box. If you want to change the order of the fields, simply click to highlight the field you want and then use these big chunky up and down arrows to move fields to different places. So I'll tell people a lot, the fields you are going to reference the most in my mind make sense to have here up at the top. I can also be a little OCD about things, so I would like all my contact information grouped together and then all my dates grouped together. So any fields that are a little bit similar, I would try to reorder to keep them together. And again, the fields I'm going to be using the most common, I would keep those up towards the top. Okay? I have a whole separate webinar on individual fields. Feel free to watch that if you're looking for more of a deep dive on how to customize and set up different fields and what the types are. But this customize field button is really helpful for you to reorganize your fields. Okay. Now let's go to the next tab, group and classes. So in membership, if you have gone in and you have created different groups or classes that people of your church can be a part of, you can very easily add Evan or whomever you have highlighted on the left to groups here. Okay, so if you've gone up here to groups and skills and you've gone into assign groups, this allows you to choose the group first and then add multiple people to the group specifically. Okay, groups and classes are going to be like your Sunday school classes, maybe your choir, maybe you have women's Bible studies and men's Bible studies. All of that you can organize as a group or class and then put people to. Okay, the assign groups and classes is going to take the class as a whole and allow you to assign multiple people to it. Alternately, here in people, it's going to allow you to take one person, in this case Evan, and assign Evan multiple groups. So it's kind of the opposite way of going to the assign screen. So from here, groups and classes, you can assign him to multiple groups. So you can see we have this ad hoc committee, men's groups, parents for Sunday school classes, trustees. So these are the 4 classes that Evan is a part of right now. So this allows you to not only see what groups and classes he's currently in. If you click up here where it says add new row, you can easily hit the down arrow and assign him to a new group if you want to. You can hit the pencil button, which is going to bring up the setup groups and classes screen. This is where you can create a new group or remove a group if you want to. Setup groups and classes is going to make changes to all of the groups and classes as a whole. Okay, if you're just working in here on Evan, these are only making changes or adjusting Evan's groups and classes. Okay, you can also type in start date, end date. You can assign a role if you want to. You can add comments, transfer date, or transfer reason. If you find out he is no longer in that group, you can do one of 2 things. You can add an end date saying when he finished being in that group. If you use start and end dates, it'll allow you to see who was in what group when. If you don't care to see when he was a part of this ad hoc committee, you can just come over here to the right, hit the minus sign, say remove. And again, this isn't removing the group for everyone. This is just taking this group and class off of Evan specifically. Okay. All right, let's go up to skills and interests. So you can see similarly to the groups and classes tab, Evan has 4 different skills and interests listed on him. Skills and interests come from here. If we hit the little pencil, you'll see all the available codes. These are ones that someone at your church, whether it was you or someone before you, would have gone in and entered. You can make them inactive if you're no longer wanting to track that skill or interest, but you want to keep the history of it, or you can delete it, which will permanently remove it off of everyone. Okay. But again, this screen is using or looking at the skills as a whole. This tab specifically is just for Evan. So hitting the minus sign does not delete electrical as a whole. It just gets it off of Evan's record as a skill or an interest of his. Okay. You can add a level if you wish. You can customize the levels here. You can add a comment or click up here in this empty line and you can add a new skill if you want to. Okay. Lots more information on groups and classes and skills and interests out on the Resource Center. So if you want more information about either one of those, there's a different video on that. Okay. Addresses, phones, and emails. This tab can be a little bit confusing to people because they think they have to go here to add a phone number. Basically, the way this tab is designed to work is that it's designed to be like a digital Rolodex. So it's going to take the information that's already been assigned to Evan, and it's going to put it here for you to easily see his contact information. Okay. So here's the family phone, which is being pulled right from here. His cell phone, which is being pulled back from his first tab here as a cell phone, and then his email as well as being pulled from here. Again, this tab just works like a digital Rolodex. It's going to put all that contact information for you right in one place. This address box, this is showing 0 because this address is specific just to Evan. Okay, so Evan still has a family address here. But if, say, Stuart graduates and he goes off to college and he has a dorm or an apartment that he's living in and he still wants to say, get the newsletter, you could hit the plus sign here and this would add an alternate address just for Stuart as an individual because we are on his individual tab here off to the right. Okay, so you would simply hit the little plus sign and you could put in his individual alternate address here. You could even put in effective dates. So if you just want to put in when he leaves for school to when he comes back as when you want that alternate address to work for Stuart, you can definitely do that by using the month, and month, day fields up here at the top. Okay. Comments. Really straightforward. This is just an open character field. You can type in whatever you want here in the comments. And again, these comments on the right are specific to whichever person you have selected. Okay, so if we jump back to Evan, here's a comments field. Just click in here. Open character field, so you can type in whatever you want. Some customers I talk to have an abundance of data in here. Some people don't have anything. It's optional. You do not have to use it, but there is a place here for you to put in specific notes on a specific person. Okay. Photo. Again, this is different from the photo field you have over here on the left. The photo field here on the left is the photo for the family or the household. Okay, so this is where you would put your family photo. If you had an individual photo of Evan that you wanted to include, say he's on a couple committees and you want to put a little directory together with people's pictures to give to a new person, or say the committee changes every so often, so you want to go in and print a new directory up for that, you can easily add an individual picture here by just clicking the Add Picture button. And then you browse to the location where you saved the photo of Evan and then you upload it. So that will put this photo on Evan that you can then use as a directory, or you can just leave it in here for a reference. Files and documents. This is new within the last couple versions. This allows you to attach a file or a document to Evan specifically. Okay, so if you have a birth certificate, marriage certificate, baptism certificate, confirmation, whatever it might be, maybe you have health waivers that you have to have for kids for going on field trips or mission trips. Whatever it is, those files, you can choose this Add File button and add that to this corresponding record. So any files you have for Evan, you can scan in. I would recommend saving them as a PDF and then just pop them right here onto the records themselves. Then if you find you need to see what files you have, you can always use this extract option, and that'll allow you to bring the files down and to export them or save them somewhere else if you need them. Okay?